As soon as I hit recording, I had the hiccup.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I thought you were doing a bit, so I just made a song too.
Well, no, it can
Don't
be a bit.
don't mind me.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yes. We skipped another week, but that is because of
Life.
life. Yeah, it's life, but it's also we have plans now. We
I
want to
was
change
gonna
things up.
record the podcast, but then I got high.
I mean, yeah, that happens. It happens sometimes, but we're gonna like really rework this
You don't
podcast.
actually agree with me and like pin that shit on me. People will believe it. I
But like,
didn't. When did me ever being high stop the podcast?
you're high every podcast that you have access to weed with.
Not
So
true.
yeah, it is true. Don't be silent now.
Okay. I mean, I'm just very called out as what I'm seeing, but this is cool. This is cool. It's not like my mother listens to the podcast at all. Hi, Mom.
I'm incredibly
I'm lucky she doesn't.
I'm incredibly sleepy brained still. Like it's 11 in the morning for me. And even though I've been awake for like an hour and a half, I'm still pretty sleepy brained.
Yeah, I've been awake for a little bit of the day, but I sorted out some stuff here before I connected online.
Yeah. Um but I mean like it's been a pretty busy 2 weeks. Like it's been pretty like incredibly busy. That's really why there was no recording last week. Was just that like I was busy literally like the entire week with not a single chance to really record because other things were in the way. And this weekend was a lot more clear, even though David was over yesterday and Friday. So this is being recorded
Yeah.
Sunday, which isn't an issue because we're changing the upload date. Normally, we'd upload on
We are
Fridays.
rescheduling.
Yes, normally we upload on Fridays, but instead we're going to be uploading on Monday because we're trying to take the current event politics stuff a little less seriously for our podcast. Like we're not going to be such a hardcore
We were
politics channel anymore.
we were never meant to be a
Yeah,
hardcore. Just for any people out there listening, we were never meant to be like a hardcore politics channel.
we
Like
were
we are
yeah,
politically active people who think in politically active ways,
and who
but
also don't have
it's
anything
not
going
the
on in their
core.
lives. So everything is just kind of anything that's relevant to talk about has just been news, and all of the news is politics. So I mean, like we do things, but like it's not as interesting as like the government being ripped apart by by grifters.
Like the encroaching. It's no longer even encroaching. I was gonna say encroaching fascism, but it's encroached. It's
It's
there.
here. It's crouched.
Yeah, it's crouched. It's
Crouching out. I'm
God
crouching
damn
out.
it. This is why we were never meant to be a serious like
Yeah,
politics
we were supposed to be
podcast.
a nerd
We're
podcast.
neither of us are like I never studied poli sci or any of that shit.
Neither have I. I've actually, even though I'm in a college, I've never had a poli sci class. I've had like a lot of adjacent classes and stuff, but I've never had a poli sci class. Mostly because my campus doesn't fucking offer one because my campus is
I
shit.
think if you study history with a sense of
It's really relevant
like
modern history stuff.
media literacy. If you have good media literacy and you study history, I think that you can get away with like
You just
politics
critical
quite well.
thinking and like connecting things to the modern day. Because there are times in like my Nazi Germany class where we'll be talking about like definitions of fascism, and it's like you could really just connect every single one of these points to modern day like right wing politics, and then like everyone else
Yeah.
around you is just like implying that this stuff doesn't exist anymore, and I'm just like, are you guys fucking joking? Like my professor is all the time like, people use the word Nazi way too much. Nazis don't really exist anymore. And it's like, okay, I mean, like, you could say that, but like,
I mean,
you
like,
know,
look, they're trying to play the game of, oh, like the National Socialist Party from Germany,
yeah.
1920s, 1930s, no longer exists, and therefore these people are not this like you're stretching definitions here. Look, we all know what we mean when we say Nazi. We're
Yeah,
not talking about like somebody who's going to vote for the 1920s National Socialist. Like
yeah.
who nobody today would vote for them. Like their very core
Nah,
politics would be archaic.
I do think that
Like
people
if it
would fall
comes
for
down
it.
to like them and another white supremacist party.
I think people would
Like
fall for the
if you
Nazis
got down
again.
to like
The rhetoric is
it was
literally the
all the
exact same.
rhetoric.
The no, the rhetoric is literally
Nobody
the
voted
exact
for the
same as
Nazis because they had good politics,
the
like
rhetoric.
policies.
The rhetoric is exactly the same as Trump. We'll fix this. Except with the Nazis, at least they had an actual economic crisis going on. For the Americans,
Yes, but that
America made up an
economic
economic
crisis
crisis.
wasn't caused by what they said it was caused
No,
by.
no, 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 not at all.
And the only solution was to like basically take from one group of people and give to another.
Yeah. Anyway, we're getting lost in politics now, and when we said we weren't going to do that, so
Yeah,
let's
lost on politics. This is
let's
history.
we're well. I mean, I was like comparing it to like modern day, so it's anyway. Let's just talk about how our weeks have been, Jade. Our 2 weeks since the last time we recorded. How have you been?
I mean, look, I'm not going to be shy about the fact that I may have had a little bit of a crash out again.
A little bit of a crash out. Ooh.
But I can be like very honest with myself about that and then and really think about like what causes shit like that.
Yeah.
Because mental health is obviously like important. It's made
Mm,
me think a lot about mental health. And I don't know, it's like your mental garden, right?
yeah.
All the things you surround yourself with mentally in your mental
Cabbages
garden and cabbages.
and lettuce.
But you don't want like you want like good vibes.
No weeds.
All the weed that you want.
Gotta weed out your garden.
But yeah, like a little bit of a crash out. So like I've been mostly soaking up a lot of stuff, a lot of Elder Scrolls lore, learning about that.
We've been very much into Elder Scrolls. I don't think we've talked about it since the last podcast, but we've gotten very
I
hyper
may have
obsessed
gotten
into Elder
slightly
Scrolls.
hooked on the lore of Elder
Yeah,
Scrolls,
specify the lore.
discovering that the lore is so much better than the
The
games.
game I just finished 100%ing Skyrim's Steam achievements, and I literally never want to play that game again for the rest of my life. But damn, like the lore behind it's pretty cool. The Elder Scrolls games
The
fucking
lore.
suck.
But you see, the thing is, Skyrim feels like it leans so much on previously established lore.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's really the issue though, cuz like
No, but like, remember, people love the Elder Scrolls ever since like Daggerfall.
yeah,
You know, it's a world
like they
that
didn't
has
say
pulled
arena.
people in.
Yeah.
Look,
Eh,
but like, it's a world that, like arguably Morrowind is the right answer, but
yeah.
it's definitely a world that's really pulled people in, and I think that people look back on Skyrim like almost as if it was responsible for a lot of the lore, but it's only because
It
that
was
was a lot of people's
yeah,
introduction.
yeah. I
Like,
I said this last night, but Skyrim isn't a game that was designed to be like the most definitive Elder Scrolls game. Like it does reuse a lot of the lore. It reuses like a lot of stuff. It's another stepping stone in Elder Scrolls games, and it wasn't designed to be like the big one. And then because it's been milked for 14 years, it is by default the big one because it's the most recent
like
one, and that just
I would
makes it hold
argue,
up so much less.
I know you haven't played Oblivion, but
I
I
have
would
not.
argue that like what you're saying there is pretty like on point to the fact that Skyrim Skyrim like overall is a much smaller story
Yeah.
than Oblivion
I
or even
haven't I
Morrowind.
haven't played much of Oblivion, but Oblivion seems to be like the big one. It seems to be like a game that was meant to be like this game could last you for a long time. I don't see that with Skyrim. Skyrim doesn't feel like it feels like a middle entry. It doesn't feel like the final entry to be left off on for 14 years and milked to death.
Like lore wise, let me put it to you this way, lore wise. Oblivion ends the third era
Yeah,
essentially. Like Oblivion ends an entire era. Like you have the death of the Emperor, but not only the death of the Emperor, but the death of the Imperial bloodline,
yeah,
right? You have actual hell, the realm, the Oblivion realm of Mehrunes Dagon, actual hell invading Earth,
yeah.
and you're in one province of Tamriel, you're in Cyrodiil,
You're in like the most
and
important province.
arguably at the time the
Yeah.
most important province, the seat of like the greatest power in Tamriel. But you also hear about the fact of like this shit affected Black Marsh. Like after the fact, you hear about how this story wasn't just like two assholes on a mountain fighting. Like this
Yeah.
was the end of the world for large places. Like one of my favorite little tidbits from Oblivion is after the fact, during that time, I believe Argonians were still basically enslaved by the Dunmer
Hmm.
from Morrowind.
Yeah. Because it's only like 15 years after Morrowind.
Yeah, and when the Oblivion Crisis happened, all Morrowind, Cyrodiil, Skyrim, elsewhere, like all of these places got decimated by the invading forces of Hell, except Blackmarsh, where the Argonians are from, where it got so bad for the Daedra that the Argonians were invading Oblivion.
That's just so funny to me. Like, it's just imagine that like, what's like a shithole country like in like it's like I don't know like Albania or like Serbia or something like
Yeah, it's like
demons.
when Russia went to war with Afghanistan.
Yeah, or yeah, and then like the demons invade Serbia, and then all of a sudden you have Serbian armies occupying portions of hell.
Yeah, that's pretty much what the Argonians were doing. And because of them doing so well during the Oblivion Crisis and the Dunmer comparatively doing so poorly, like they broke free from slavery. Like it's
Yeah,
it's it's interesting bits like that that, you know, God, there's so much good lore.
there is. And it's a shame that the games that they're in are either jank as fuck or just lackluster. I consider
Yeah, you
Skyrim to
you
be
you're either
lackluster.
getting like Morrowind, Oblivion, or Skyrim.
Yeah,
It's your big three
yeah,
choices.
Morrowind is absolute player freedom and also incredible fucking like jank and dated controls and stuff. The way they do combat in the game is fucking archaic and it keeps me from ever actually revisiting it. Literally, it's the only thing keeping me from playing Oblivion or Morrowind is how the
Oblivion.
hit scanning works or the fuck for combat. Where it's just like, up you missed, up you missed,
It's what
up you missed.
OpenMW is for.
I know, but like it's annoying. Why can't the game just be like that by default? Why can't the game just be like that? Um, and then you have Oblivion, which honestly I don't have that much experience with Oblivion, other than the fact that the UI made me want to fucking jump out a window and it stopped me from playing the game because of how like ugly it was and how ugly it was to navigate that goddamn game. And then you have Skyrim, which is just kind of boring. Like Skyrim is only fun when you mod it. That's the meme. Is you have to like add in things to do.
If you were tied to a chair and forced to play one of the three of them for like 10 years straight, which
Probably
one would you play?
Oblivion.
I knew it. I just know that Oblivion is the best of the
Cause
three.
Morrowind pisses me
And
off. Cause
like
I have actual time in Morrowind. I played like 30 or 40 hours of Morrowind, and it pissed me
the, the,
off
the thing is like Anseri is technically right on everything she says about like what makes Morrowind great, but Oblivion is just a better game.
because feels nicer to play. Like even though the UI is ass, I will admit I was being a little dramatic when I quit the game because of how bad the UI was. I'm very sensitive to bad UIs because if something is confusing, it makes me get distracted, and then I just sit there for a couple hours and go, "Why the fuck am I playing this?"
And
Um,
then they released Civ 7.
yeah, Civ 7. That's I fucking hate Civ 7.
A
Oh,
UI so bad you almost
oh.
made like a YouTube video, Brent.
It was so bad. I just I didn't want to
Didn't you
add more.
stream just to bitch about the UI?
I was gonna stream Civ 7 when it came out, but then it was so bad that I just streamed Civ 5 instead. I was just like, I'm not playing Civ 7. Fuck this shit. And they still haven't fixed it, by the way. It's still bad. They've done a bunch of updates, but the UI is still the same fundamental level of bad. Like it's still minimalist, black borders on black screen, nonsense
Just
garbage, fucking
creatively
stupid.
dull.
It's dull.
Like you can't fix
The
creatively dull. That's the
presentation,
problem with Skyrim as
yeah,
well.
like
Is
Skyrim.
like Skyrim lacks the creativity that Oblivion and Morrowind like brought to the
Skyrim
table.
kind of went for like realism in its style. Like it was like, let's be realistic. Every animation is going to take 3 minutes, and you're going to watch as each
Yeah,
swing produces an hour, or each swing produces a log, and you're gonna see that, and like combat is going to be like really like you swing the sword when you're moving left, you're gonna swing the sword left, and it's like this is cool and all, but like there are so many points where like fighting a dragon or something or fighting a big enemy and he stomps the ground and then your camera like goes fucking insane like you're
yeah,
being shaken around. I hated fighting the lurkers in the Dragonborn DLC because they stomp the ground and then your camera like goes to the floor as if you're like
yeah.
being hit by an
You
attack. It's
stumble over,
so
your character
bad.
stumbles over,
It
but the camera
literally
has to.
yeah, I remember Milo talking to me about how they tried to play Skyrim, but they got like motion sick, and I'm like, yeah, I could see it because this shit's awful. This shit's like really bad. Like I can like imagine like playing the opening with Alduin in Helgen, and then like just the shakes around and stuff like it's not good. Like I
Can you
get it,
imagine
like
playing
makes
it
it
in
more
VR?
cinematic. Well, VR it actually removes a lot of that stuff because it basically gives
No,
you a
but
flat
keeping that
experience.
in.
Oh no, that would be motion sick. That would be they'd literally be like a hazard because it like disorient you. I have played a bit of Skyrim in VR. One time I went to my cousin's house and he had Skyrim. He had a PSVR, PlayStation VR, and he had Skyrim on it, and we played it. And it gives you like it gives you like a little dick around moment at the beginning where you get to like shoot a bow and arrow and stuff. It was pretty cool, but like I don't know, it would suck.
It's VR still feels gimmicky.
It is. I mean, like Bethesda has ported Skyrim and Fallout 4 to VR, and I think Fallout 4 VR is a lot more interesting because like gunplay is just more interesting in VR than swords. I
Bethesda
think
has ported Skyrim to every platform known to man.
they're trying
Skyrim is currently being played on the fucking ISS at this
they're
point.
trying to do it to Fallout 4 also, and it's really not working because Fallout fans, I just feel like they're less accustomed to this type of bullshit. They're accustomed to more other bullshit, but like re-releases aren't a thing for Fallout fans, and like constant like updates far after when they're supposed to happen. Just I don't think people like them for Fallout. Like they're just very hostile to them.
Yeah, I saw something about like when the Fallout TV show first came out, they were like,
Yeah,
we're
a next gen
updating things
update.
in
Yeah,
Fallout 4 from the
yeah, the
show.
next gen update. It was awful. It literally ruined the game for me. I haven't made a new save since that came out because basically well I did the stream playthrough and then like I haven't played Fallout 4 since because what they do is now you load up the game for the first time, you make a new character, and as soon as you exit the vault you're bombarded with a million quests that break the flow of the game and give you overpowered loot as soon as you enter, and there's no way to turn it off, and it's not even, you don't even have to pay for it. Like it's fucking given to you. Like it's creation club shit that's forced onto you, and I hate it. I hate it so fucking much because there's nothing I hate more in a game that has like a bunch of quests than getting a quest thrown onto you that you don't want to do and it sits in your quest log the entire time. I fucking hate it
There is
so much.
no fucking company on earth that relies on their modding community as much as Bethesda.
I know Bethesda or maybe Paradox.
No, no, like I would argue that Bethesda, like
Oh
look,
yeah,
remember
now I think about it,
Bethesda,
yeah,
like go back to Oblivion mods. Now, people don't know, but original Oblivion vanilla, no DLCs, 2.5 gigs on a hard drive.
yeah,
That game, that whole game is 2.5 gigabytes. If you get all the DLC, you get 5 gigabytes of data.
yeah,
That game is 5 gigs. I had a friend of mine, this was all the way back in like 2008, right?
yeah.
His copy of Oblivion was 250 gigabytes.
All mods.
All mods. Because there is no company on earth that
I
relies
said
on their modding community to keep their games alive like fucking
I
Bethesda. And this
said
content,
Paradox. because like in my head I was thinking of like how many total conversion mods there are for things like Hoi 4 and CK3 and stuff and EU4. There's a lot of mods, but they don't those mods don't make it so you play the game. Like in Bethesda games, some mods like the script extenders or whatever the fuck, they're the only ways you can actually play these games is because the code is so broken that it becomes completely unstable. I had no issues with Skyrim ever crashing once I downloaded mods to make it more stable. But before I did that,
Yeah,
Skyrim would crash every day.
community patches,
Yeah,
unofficial patches, like what's it in Oblivion? The most famous mod from back in the day I remember was Oscuro's Oblivion Overall.
is it just
This
like
was
a
basically like like as big as a total conversion mod, but basically just ran the entire game as intended from Bethesda.
so it's a total conversion mod that converted the code into working
Like it
code.
fixes the combat, it fixes the scaling of enemies,
That's
it
so funny.
like
I'm gonna have
all
to keep these
in
in mind
one big mod.
because I don't know if I'm actually gonna play it on 360 because I own Oblivion on 360. I bought it because I wanted to play it and do the achievements on 360. But after seeing how awful it was to do it for Skyrim, I'm probably not gonna do that for Oblivion. So I might just play it on PC and then download the mods to fix the game.
I would recommend that, honestly. I know like you want to go achievement hunter on this thing, but like Oblivion is not an experience to be achievement hunted. It's like an experience to experience.
All right, yeah. I'll um
Like
I'll do the PC version then.
doing the famous quest lines, like
Yeah,
the Thieves Guild and the Mages Guild. Like you get to see like one of the biggest figures in Elder Scrolls lore, Manamako, the King
yeah.
of Worms.
King of Worms.
It's a side quest to kill him.
And he's the main
It's a
villain in
side
ESO, it
quest to kill him.
seems.
He seems to be
Because
the main
we've
villain in ESO. He's
because
also like a main antagonist in Arena, Daggerfall. Like he's
um
mentioned a lot in Morrowind.
uh so we've been playing the Elder Scrolls games, right? I mean I've been playing through Skyrim and stuff, but the thing that really like got us back in like got us into this was Elder Scrolls Online, ESO, because it like I mean Jade can probably say more about this, but you were searching for like an MMO for the longest time and then you found it. You found the one
It
that hooked you.
just feels like nice to play in a world that I actually give a shit about and
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah,
Like,
like you have like like an understanding of like where things are already and like what things are.
because
So
I could go into like something like WoW, right? But somebody's gonna have to explain to me why the orcs and the humans like don't like each other.
yeah,
Somebody like I'm gonna have to get introduced to so many base world building concepts, and that's like a franchise that's been running for fucking ever.
yeah. It's been going
I
since like what
know
2003.
the Elder Scrolls world. You can put me in any era in the game, and I or in the world of Elder Scrolls, and I'd have a fair understanding of where shit's going.
Yeah,
Maybe that's like super nerdy to say, but yeah, it's a world that I've loved to get immersed in.
yeah. I mean, that a big appeal for me of ESO has just been the world itself and like the fact that Elder Scrolls lore is very interesting and like the different races and areas and cultures and stuff are really interesting to go through in Elder Scrolls because of just like of like their design and stuff. I feel like it's more interesting than like I don't know, like Lord of the Rings. Like I like Lord of the Rings, but I like it for its story and not so much the world it builds up. Um,
The world that Lord of the Rings built was the first of its
yeah,
kind. Like the thing is that makes the Elder Scrolls, for me at least personally, so intriguing is that it's taken like if we talk about the fantasy genre as a whole,
yeah,
I feel like if you look at all of them, none of them have taken some of the risks that the fantasy world of Elder Scrolls has taken. Number one, you've got races like Argonian and Khajiit,
yeah. They're very
where
unique.
there is no like one-to-one comparison from them to other fantasy worlds, really.
Yeah, like it's not like in the typical fantasy worlds, they go off of like either European legend or like Tolkien's interpretation of European legend stuff, like elves and dwarves and orcs and stuff. But then you have
The
Elder
biggest
Scrolls.
outlier being like D&D tieflings, but even then,
Yeah,
that's like half demon, half human. That's not
yeah,
unheard of.
they're humans from hell, pretty much. And then you have like Elder Scrolls, which is like, all right, yeah, we have like elves and orcs and stuff, but no dwarves. Our orcs are elves, and we have cats and lizards.
How orcs are elves. I do love that as well.
Yeah.
I do love that as well. There's a, I don't know, orcs in most fantasy settings are very off-putting because they don't seem like they're built naturally into the worlds they exist in. Even in Tolkien, even in Lord of the Rings, the orcs are very much like evil coded from the ground up.
Well, yeah. They're meant to be
But
like a mindless army of
and that's how they're
savages.
always
Yeah.
portrayed.
Except for WoW.
But the orcs, for WoW, they started out that way.
Yeah.
WoW benefits from its long-term storytelling and existence.
Yeah.
But Elder Scrolls decided, fuck it, they're just different types of elves.
Yeah, they're
And the
just
reason
like
they look like that is like this
nomadic.
really esoteric, like, mythical lore behind them, which
Malakath.
I guess, long story short, Malakath ate Trinomac, which, no, not
Yeah, Malakath is
Trinomac
good.
became Malakath?
I don't fucking remember.
Trinomac became Malakath because Trinomac was eaten and then shat out, and that cursed the Awesomer to look like the way they do now.
The orcs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's kind
cool.
of like how the Dunmer used to be the Chimer.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
They were a different kind of elf before they became Dunmer, which means cursed ones.
Oh, that's cool.
Cursed mer.
Cursed Mer.
See, Altmer is high mer or
Yeah.
high elf.
Bosmer's
Bosmer
Wood
is
Elf.
wood elf. Awesomer is
Orc Elf.
orc elf, I guess. I don't know if their name was the same before they changed into what they are now. But I know that the Dunmer used to be the Chimer.
Well, it's Kai. Fire?
Maybe.
I have no idea. Well, we should probably
CHI mer.
Chimer. We should probably shift away from Elder Scrolls now because it's
Okay, so
we're scaring off the hoes.
what?
It was my birthday. We missed my birthday with the last recording. Like
That
we,
was
we
also another reason we
yeah, that was a
delayed
contributing
the
factor
recording.
to why it was so busy. It's because me turning 21 meant that a lot of family were over and a lot of people wanted to do things. So there was a lot of.
Wanted to get you drunk.
I actually did not drink. I didn't do any of that because I don't really
How
care about
proud of you.
alcohol. I don't really care about alcohol. If I did drink, it would probably be like in the context of like I don't know, like going somewhere that isn't like a bar, like going somewhere and like trying like one drink and be like, okay, well that's cool. I don't really like
Pina
care about.
coladas on your gay cruise.
My first thought went to when I was at Epcot because I thought of the whole like drink around the world thing where you get a drink at every single little Epcot nation thing, and then by the end of it, you fall into the lake in the middle of Epcot. But no, I don't really care about alcohol, so I didn't drink. But no, because of how it was, I was torn between a lot of people's plans and stuff, and I wasn't really able to sit down that much, and also had to balance with school and like schoolwork, so there was no really time to squeeze in a recording. So then we had to wait another week, and then we were like, all right, we're gonna change the upload date anyway, so let's just do it after David's here because David was over from Friday to Saturday. It was yesterday, so I couldn't record those days, and now we're recording here. And it's like, all right, we're just gonna make the upload recording on Monday. Yay! Yay!
So yeah, we're gonna take it more chilled. We're gonna record like what's Sundays?
Saturdays or Sundays, whatever one works better.
Saturdays and Sundays. We're
Sometimes
gonna
Fridays,
record the
maybe.
weekend and drop on Monday, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
Get
it
your week
works good.
started.
Yeah. Um, but I guess I have a little story. On Friday, when David was here, we went to a haunted walkthrough attraction thing. Like it was like one of those. No, it wasn't a haunted house because it wasn't inside, but it was like out on a farm.
Riley went to McCamey Manor.
No, 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 no,
Oh,
no, no. I did
oh,
not go to McCamey Manor. It was like a little like apple farm or something, and you just walk through. People jump out at you and stuff. It was cool and everything. It was pretty cool, but I'm not like a huge fan of walkthroughs like that because most of it is just like walking, someone jumping out at you, and then be there. I think I know what it is. It's theater kids. They're
it's
really
there to
they're
kid.
really over the top. There was a guy with a chainsaw, like a fake chainsaw, and like once the initial scare of it is done, you're just an asshole with the chainsaw walking into people and being like, "Rrr, rrr," and it's like, we get it. You jumped out at us. Like, can we just walk now? Like, you're not being scary. You're just being annoying. Like, you're in my way.
Yeah,
Like,
but you kind of
stop.
you understand like that was part of the reason why things escalated with haunted houses.
Yeah, it's so annoying. It's like, I get it, dude. You have a chainsaw. There's gonna be
See,
another guy with a chainsaw much
how
later on.
far do you think they should go? Like,
I think it's fine. I they don't touch you at this one, so I was very happy with that. I don't like being touched. I don't. The thing is with haunted houses is that like they started off as just like boo, and then it went to like, all right, now we're gonna like chase you a bit, and then it's like, all right, we're gonna put you in like a vacuum sealed
didn't get
against a
beaten to
wall,
death 0 out of 10.
and then we're gonna like stab you with like little sticks, and like that's I think that the stuff where they're like really physical with you is not scary. It's not like scary in like a haunted Halloween way. It's scary in like I'm being mugged in an alley kind of way, and that's not the same type of fear that I think you should go for in a haunted house. Like
No,
McCamey Manor is
but
the end
to be fair,
extreme.
like to be fair, didn't they find out at the end of that whole thing that he was just like really fucking sadistic
Oh,
and
McCamey Manor?
twisted?
Yeah. McCamey Manor,
Yeah, like
basically, it wasn't a haunted
you,
house. You just basically go in, sit in like a barrel, they hit you with a stick a punch, they shave your head, and they like throw you into a pit. Like, they don't actually like do anything Halloween with you. They just torture you for like 2 hours, and then they're like, okay, you can have a bunch of money at the end. And you're like, okay, yeah. And he's like, okay, but you have to drop out. And th're like, okay. And then you drop out and don't get the money. That's basically
are we
McCamey
gonna
Manor.
get hit by those fucking crazy people?
No, we're
Because
fine.
like I don't know how he is recently. Like I
I
haven't
think
seen
he's in
any
jail.
recent shit, but like, oh, they were probably fine.
I don't know what the hell's going on with him. It's an old story. I don't know what the hell he's doing.
It's
We're
an
probably
old
fine.
story that never felt like it had
Yeah, he's
a resolution
and he's
though,
still to
because
this day he's torturing people at old
I
McCamey
remember
Manor.
there was this YouTuber, right? I
Yeah.
don't know if you saw this series, but there was this YouTuber that did a whole expose on McCamey
I
Manor.
had been meaning to watch it. I know what you're talking about. I have
Yeah,
it
so
saved in a
I
playlist
watched through
somewhere.
all of those. I watched through them, right?
Yeah.
And there was like the first video, and then like, oh, we've dug deeper. There's a second one came out, and like there's certain stuff we can't legally show, and it was always teasing more, and then it just went away.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of stories end up like that. If you notice, like a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
things do end up that way. But I was so disappointed because this McCamey Manor shit was like really wild.
Yeah, it's a
There was
really wild
some
story.
lady who spent a fucking week in the ER
Yeah,
after going to McCamey Manor, and it's like, how is he not in prison?
because you sign waivers.
Yeah, but like, there's no waiver that's like put me in the goddamn ER for a week. Like that's not a legal waiver either way.
I wonder how the hell he's gotten away with it. If he has, he's probably either in jail or he's like just had to stop doing it. I don't know. But he's definitely like the end extreme of like, I want the most extreme haunted house experience. Because like I do know people who are like, I want them to beat the shit out of me. Like when we were there, my mom was like, I want them to like chase me down and I want to really feel scared. And I'm just like, Mom, like they, like it's just you just want to be assaulted. You just want to be accosted in a way that you know you're not gonna get actually hurt. But like maybe you will. Ooh. I don't know. It's weird. It's not a type of thrill I want. Like when I like being scared, it's in an environment where it's like 100% like I'm not being harmed, like a roller coaster or something. Because it's like, ooh, it's scary because of how tall it is and how fast you're going. But like, I'm not being touched around by some guy in like a big fucking outfit, and he's like, oh, I'm the dude. I don't like being touched. It bothers me.
I get you on that. Look,
Yeah,
I would never sign up for some shit like that.
yeah.
Like, but there were some people I know were fucking fooled because, like, in the beginning, when a lot of these people did sign up, like, there was nothing online. There was
Oh
like
yeah,
the
because it
videos
was
hadn't
like
come out
it
yet.
was like '90s, early 2000s or whatever, right? Like it
It
wasn't.
was like 2000s
Yeah,
where the shit got wild. It was in 2000s. The shit wasn't like
the
as
Fear Factor
online
era.
then. God, Joe Rogan with hair.
Yeah, I know it's so wild. I remember going back to Fear Factor at some point, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Wait, that's Joe Rogan." He doesn't look anything like how he does today. It's very
Joe
funny.
Rogan with hair. He does like look nothing like he does now.
No, no, he look.
He
It's
looks
very
like a
funny.
thumb now.
He does look like a thumb.
Looks like an angry thumb.
I'm Joe Rogan, and I'm a veiny thumb. I'm a
What's
veiny,
the thing he
crackly
always
thumb.
says? This is wild.
That's wild.
Have you
That's so
seen this?
crazy,
Have
man.
you
Have you
seen
seen
this?
this thing? Have you seen this? Oh man, that's crazy. Oh, I didn't know that.
How is he the most like in all honesty, like on a pure human level, how the fuck is he the most watched like podcast? Or at least he was at one point. Like
He
how did
still
that
is. He
happen?
still is
Because
the most
he's
watched
not
podcast.
because he's still just that guy who's like, have you seen this?
Well,
Have
it's
you seen this?
because he uploads, or first of all, he uploads 4 times a week with guests every week, who range from actual experts in their fields to complete cranks who push like pseudoscience or some sort of grift or something.
He's got everybody from Bernie Sanders to Donald Trump.
Well, I don't think he's ever actually had Trump on, but he's had like uh
He's had Elon on.
He's had Terrence Howard on to talk about teriology.
Yeah. And
Um,
he's had
he's
Neil
had
deGrasse Tyson
yeah,
on.
that's who I thought when I thought of
So
experts. I
he's
thought of
had
Neil
like
deGrasse Tyson.
both sides of the spectrum of
Yeah.
insanity there.
And then he's also like, I'm just like an average guy. I'm not any like I'm not smarter than anyone else here. I'm just like a guy, you know. And he's also like a workout guy, so you appeal to that crowd. He's a right winger, so you appeal to that crowd. And it's like event also for a long time he was kind of
Is he
apolitical.
a
Like
real person?
before the pandemic, he was pretty apolitical, so you attracted a lot of people who are just not really political kind of people. They like comedy. They maybe they work out a bit. Maybe they care about sports. Maybe they just want to hear the people talk. Maybe they
You
like
know what?
interviews.
He's the human personification of AI.
Is he though? I feel like there's
He
better
kind of
examples of
is.
that.
Like he as he was describing, he kind of like appeals to every kind of audience, but in the most like shallow possible way.
I can
And
see what you
like
mean.
it's very much this the bit of like, oh, have you seen? Like you could intercut anything with any episode of Joe Rogan of just him being like, oh, have you that's crazy. Like what the fuck is he doing? He didn't do anything.
He is
It's almost as bad as a goddamn Kardashian.
he's not a good interviewer. He's not a good host of a show and talking to people. I think people literally just watch it because they find him charmingly stupid and they like the guests he has on. And then eventually it became like a politics thing where like he's the right wing guy. He's the guy. But he's also sometimes critical of Trump. I think podcast guys in
Yeah.
general have turned against Trump really cuz like they're all in it for like the feels. So like right now it kind of feels bad. So they're like, well, I didn't vote for any of this. I didn't
The
want
thing
any of
is, like,
this.
the thing you have to remember though is that the people in government, like the Trumps and the Elons and the Rubios and all of them, right?
Hmm.
Even though they get voted for, their like base is a lot more separated from them. Whereas podcasters are like they're closer interacting with their fans. You
Yeah,
know,
because
I mean
they're
the fans backlash to them, that's like their pockets.
yeah, because like with politicians, it's not like they're reading comments on their uploads or like
Yeah.
feedback. There's no dislike buttons for for like a politician giving a speech unless it's like on a YouTube video or something. But like they're not going to those fucking like news channel uploads of it and like reading the comments of what people say. Like they get like letters and emails and stuff from their constituents or from their whatever the fuck. But
But at the end
podcasters
of the
have
day, the
analytics.
people they have to pay like homage to in their actions really are the financial benefactors. They don't give a fuck about like
Like the
the
donors.
voters.
Yeah. Most yeah,
The
Republican.
donors are where it's at.
I think it's even worse with Democrats though, because Democrats don't even fucking care about their voters. Republicans are at least like afraid of their voters. Like, but they still don't respect him. Like Ted Cruz. Oh my god, I don't think anyone
Afraid
likes Ted
maybe, but
Cruz.
respect no.
I don't think anyone likes Ted Cruz. Oh yeah, no, they definitely don't respect their
Not gonna lie.
voters. But they're
They
definitely
lie to
afraid.
their voters
Yeah,
all the time, knowingly,
yeah, um,
while spouting on about how they're the people who speak the most truth. I mean, it's the Fox News line, isn't it?
yeah,
Fair and balanced, TM.
yeah. I guess since we're on politics now, we can talk about the one politics story that I really want to talk about because it's really funny. But they took the East Wing. You can't have shit in DC. So Jesus. So what we have here is a photo of the White House uh from October 28th, 2024, and I'm going to slide it to show you a photo of. Oh, can I zoom in more? Kinda. And I'm going to zoom in to show you a photo of the White House after. So this is before, and this is what it looks like now. They took the East Wing. It is gone. There is no more East Wing of the White House. They tore it down. Now, you may be confused as to why, and don't worry, everyone in America has the same question as you. So they're going to be. Here's another photo of it. Like Jesus Christ, they just didn't give a fuck.
What do
They're,
you think about the theory that this is a physical manifestation of how much Trump hates America?
oh, this is absolutely guaranteed. Like Trump just doesn't give a fuck about this country because like no other
Like,
president would do this. Like,
I understand like renovations, I understand like additions, I understand a lot of things, but to like wholesale destroy an entire section of the White House that's been there for, I'd imagine, a while.
1820s around then.
All right, so it's been there since the 1820s, and you just take a bulldozer to it. Look, I understand wanting to make additions and all that, but Jesus Christ, that's really just a disrespect for history. Like just
Yeah,
at from a historian's point of view, you've lost history
yeah,
of your nation, places where people have walked. You know,
yeah.
fucking
All for a ballroom.
history is gone for a fucking what is this ballroom? What is this ballroom? What is a who's holding balls?
So this
Do
is
you
the plans for
understand
the
my question
ballroom. This
though?
is what the ballroom is supposed to look like.
God, that's gaudy.
Yes, Trump. This is exactly what Trump loves. This is the Mar-a-Lago ballroom. Like this is the Mar-a-Lago design.
Do you know,
This is
I
what it's supposed to
remember,
look like from the outside. It's fucking
do you
ridiculous.
know what was one of the lines that got Bush Jr. elected?
Yeah.
He seems like a guy we could have a beer with.
Yeah. That's the
Like,
line.
that was one of the lines that got Bush elected. When I look at that picture of the ballroom, I'm like, this is not a guy you can have a beer with. What
No.
happened to America? What happened to you?
And yet you'll
Look,
see
Bush was awful in many ways, but he was a guy you could have a beer with.
this thing too, you see this and you see like Republicans on there and be like, this is just how construction goes. But like they didn't do anything to preserve the East Wing. I'm pretty sure they just tore it down. Like I don't think they really like
Yeah,
took anything
yeah.
out of it. They just went fucking did the fucking thing. This to me is like when Republicans would complain back in the day about the Confederate statues. They'd be like, "You're erasing history. You're erasing history when you take down that Robert E. Lee statue from this random park." And then they like, "All right, Mr. President, you can tear down the White House." And it's like, what the fuck? You don't care. You do not care at all about this country when you do shit like this. Like this is not what an American
This
patriot
is this,
does.
but like this is a real theory, right? Of he very much hates America.
He hates it. Like,
And this isn't something new with him tearing down the White House of like, oh shock, he hates America. I mean, like he entered into politics saying America is shit.
yeah. His whole
Like
thing is
his
that America
whole
sucks
line
now.
from day one was America sucks. And this is just like proof of it. And I just can't unhear that.
There's so many things wrong with this. First of all, other than what we already said, this isn't his property. He can't do this. He has to get it approved by Congress, so he's already breaking the law in that regard. There is also the issue, the fact that the government is currently shut down, and he's paying for this with private contractors. I'm pretty sure. So this is like favors being done for with like friends and contracting and stuff. So this is also like being done super shadily under the table. He's probably not going to pay a lot of these people because he doesn't pay his contractors. Um,
People have been asking for the budget and the
yeah,
funds and how much this is costing because
currently,
like
currently, the government is shut down, so no funds are being appropriated. People are losing their SNAP benefits, which are like the like the grocery like food aid help, like the food aid for like people to buy groceries and stuff. That's currently shut down. 40 million Americans are about to be put on like starvation. People who rely on like SNAP and WIC benefits and stuff, they're not going to get their food. They're starving. They're currently like there are like in DC like people who are working government jobs that aren't getting paid. There are like mile long lines of people waiting to get like charity food because they're not getting paid. They can't eat. You have farmers who are currently struggling and asking for bailouts because of the tariffs strangling them, and instead the money goes
it's
to
gonna
fucking
be like
Argentina.
1926 Germany.
Oh, don't worry. The amount of people put onto food insecurity in 1 week is higher than that, or is rivaled of that of 1929's black market crash, or the Black Friday crash of the stock market. So we have like the same levels of people being put on like mass starvation as the Great Depression. So that's a good sign for your country, and the entire economy is only being held up by an AI bubble. So
And the guy in
build your
charge
ballroom.
also unironically walks around talking about how great he is as a
In a
leader.
ballroom. Yeah, and everyone's like, the ballroom will fix America. I cannot wait for this ballroom to be the site
This really
of
is if
a
you
major
gave
historical
like
event.
a shitty 9-year-old the White House seat, right? Like this
It
is
is.
exactly what would happen
This is exactly like what people. This is exactly what the first term was like, except now it is more over the top. Like
on
this is
him.
this type of shit was what the first term was filled with. It was just, oh, the country's suffering, but I'm gonna like go play golf. Except now it's like, well, I'm a fascist now, and I don't really care about giving up my seat of power, so I'm gonna build a ballroom in my palace.
Steve
Ridiculous.
Bannon is unironically openly talking about Trump 2028. Have you heard
Everyone
this
is.
shit?
Everyone is. I've seen people wearing hats at work, like customers at work wearing hats that say Trump 2028. Every fucking Republican thinks
Oh
it's
my
like a meme joke and they're
god.
like happy for it because they don't care. They hate the country. They don't care. They
They
don't
do
care
hate the
about democracy. They
country.
don't
They
care
hate the
about the country.
Constitution. They hate.
They hate it because they're
Like, look,
fascists.
it's not even like, look, I can honestly say, as, look, I'm not an American, so take this as you will, but like, you don't, guys don't have the best Constitution. It's a little bit rough and it's missing a lot of shit that needs to be in there.
Yeah.
But like, he hates it, and he's supposed to be the American president. You can't have the leader of your nation hate your constitution the way he does and allow it to continue unmitigated.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Like, there's no regard for, like, they don't care. Like, it's so obvious that they don't care. And it's so annoying hearing people go like, "I'm a real American patriot. I really care about this country, and that's why I voted for Trump to make it better." And then you have Trump like eating the White House. It's like, why you stop lying? Just admit that you hate brown people and want them to die, man. Like as it goes on further and further, the more you defend Trump, the more it's just like I hate this country and I hate how many Mexicans are in it. That's
Yeah.
really all it boils down to. And fucking
The
wait,
country and the
j-
thing is, America is was meant to be the country that was so open to outsiders that the French gave you a statue with a whole poem about it on it.
I know, it's so funny. Just wait too. Just wait until we go to war with like Venezuela or something, and now you have all these people who are like, "We don't want to go to war," being like, "Well, the Venezuelans gotta pay," and it's like,
But that was the thing with fucking Iraq
or yeah,
and all of
Afghanistan,
that
yeah.
too. Was like they the thing is that they will shout and scream about how they want peace. But I don't believe that that's necessarily true, at least not
No,
for the ones in government.
definitely
Look,
no.
the conservatives citizens maybe want peace, but the conservatives in government don't. And
No.
to cross that bridge, they will shout and scream about being peaceful while at the same time saying, here's a reason for war. I mean, isn't America also well famous throughout history for false flag operations?
Not as much as other countries, but yeah, we've done it a few times, like the Gulf of Tonkin, which got us into Vietnam, or at least was the justification for us
One.
getting into Vietnam. World War One, no, Lusitania was not a false flag. That was actually a German U-boat. But the real reason we got into World War One because of the Zimmermann telegram, which was a intercepted notice of a German foreign
And like,
advisor trying to
I
ask
know
Mexico to invade
we're
us.
I know we're diving into conspiracy theory territory, but like there's also the ideas that top leadership knew about Pearl Harbor
No, top
prior to the time.
it was mainly UK leadership that knew about it. Like Churchill had insights into it because of radar stations and stuff. But um, that's a conspiracy theory. But there is two false flags you can actually point to. The SS Maine in the Spanish American War, we blew up our own ship and then said that Spain did it, or at least an accident happened and the ship blew up and then we said Spain did it. And then the Vietnam War with the Gulf of Tonkin, where like there was an American boat that was in Vietnam on waters, and then something happened to it. I don't even think it sunk, and they're like, Vietnam did it. We have to go invade Vietnam now. We have to curb this communist menace. So we do these occasionally, and I'm sure a bunch of coups have happened where we like use some sort of false
Look,
flag in the
I
middle
don't
of it. But
put
like,
I don't I don't think America is solely guilty of this, right?
oh
Like
yeah,
I do believe other countries are well aware of how to do these sorts of things. America learned it from somewhere, but the fact is America does seem to be more brazen about doing shit like that than other countries. The same with like your like American foreign meddling in like
yeah.
South America, for example. Like CIA operatives who come out like years down the line and be like, "Oh yeah, I installed a banana republic in like X
Central
South
American,
American
yeah.
countries." Yeah, like the shit just America just seems to be more brazen about it, and that's like I don't know. That's not a very it's not good culture.
I for one support the CIA in all of its endeavors, but um, I mean, and I
Blink
also.
twice if you have an agent behind you.
There's currently a man in a black suit with a very tiny pistol pointed at my head, and he's telling me to read off this paper.
What is actually the scariest agency to a citizen? To like as
Mm,
you as an American, which one would be the worst to knock at your door and ask for you by name?
uh, I don't
Homeland
want to even say
Security?
maybe, probably Homeland. Probably nowadays it's probably Homeland Security, ICE, like that. Say people. I don't even want to say the FBI because the FBI, like, they're just they're like more uniform and regulated police.
Yeah,
Like they're
the
just
FBI to
yeah.
me just seems like a more nationalized police
They are.
force
They're
than like
police that
local police.
investigate federal crimes. So they're
Like if
also
you do a
more
crime in like three
disciplined.
states,
Yeah,
the police from those states don't work together in the same way, whereas FBI works across all the states.
I know I shouldn't really say this, but I feel like the FBI is also more trustworthy than like local police. Like I'm
It's
sure
only
I'm
because they
probably
have more
wrong.
public oversight.
And also that like there's more like requirements to get into the FBI than like local police. Local police, I'm pretty sure you can get in if you can't read. Um especially in
Maybe like
rural
a
counties.
sheriff's department.
Yeah. Uh, um and but I think yeah, for the average citizen it's probably like DHS or like DHS
DHS.
ICE cuz ICE is DHS. I mean
Because I
IRS for some
so
people.
ICE is
ICE is DHS.
ICE is under DHS.
Yeah.
Okay, but I feel like DHS just is like the CIA might have like a very scary reputation, but they do generally fuck with people overseas.
Yeah, they're not our issue.
I mean,
It
like
would be a
aside from
conflict
the
of
times they
oversight.
are spying on people internally, but that's usually
Yeah,
because
because
they
of
want
it
to get at
external.
people
Yeah.
overseas.
Yeah, yeah.
But the DHS just seems like kind of evil.
Oh yeah, no, the DHS is fully evil. They're literally led by Kirsty Gnome.
Like,
uh
okay, but like the FBI hates Cash Patel.
oh yeah, no, everyone hates Cash Patel, but everyone in the DHS
But does the
loves Kirsty Gnome.
DHS? Okay, so the DHS loves Kirsty
The
Gnome.
D- the
See, this is
DHS
why they're
the
scary.
DHS attracts evil people. They like do the signing bonuses because currently, even though the government shut down, the only people getting paid are ICE agents because they're being paid in advance by like signing bonuses or whatever. So they're not getting paychecks; they're getting like paid in check advances, and it's like ridiculous and it's stupid. But the only people getting paid right now are ICE agents, which is why they're not angry and everyone else is. And this is really bad for ICE. But whatever, it's really bad, but it's also bad for ICE because it's like um it's creating antagonism between all the other like government departments
So
with
what
ICE,
else
which already
is
existed
under
there.
DHS?
Border Patrol, investigations into terrorism. Like DHS existed because in during the Bush administration, it's very new. It's the most recent government department, I'm pretty sure, and it was founded after 9/11 to investigate terrorism and domestic terrorism. So they're the ones
So
who would
they're the
like
ones that actually have like the black sites and
yes, they're the ones that would like instigate and do entrapment towards like Muslim Americans who are like
because I know
they
it's
would
a
get
TV
videos of
show
like
thing, but
I hate
those
America.
do exist in some form.
Kinda, yeah. We don't really know much about them, but we do know that like you get black bagged and taken to places. Normally, it's like a facility inside of a facility or something like a department in a facility. Like in those ICE facilities, I'm sure there's rooms back there where they like put a bag on your head and electrocute you for a bit. Um, like most of the Department of Homeland Security, like back in the day, they would like do entrapment towards Muslim Americans to get them to say things like "I hate America" or like "I don't like how Americans are treating the Middle East" or whatever, and then they would use it as an excuse to arrest those people for domestic terrorism or threats of domestic terrorism. Like that's DHS. They've always been evil. They're always evil, and they always are awful. Like they're an awful department, and they have way too much oversight, and they do a lot of spying. I guess the other one would be NSA or NHS. What was it? Not
Oh,
NSA. NSA. Yeah, NSA.
yeah,
National
NSA,
Surveillance Associate, whatever the fuck.
National Security Agency.
National Security Agency. Yeah. Um,
Why do I know your fucking agencies better than
I'm having
yours?
a
Because I
brain
watch
fart.
more TV.
I'm having a brain fart, and also, yeah, you watch more TV. Um, I'm having a brain
And
farts.
ironically, you motherfuckers put all this shit on TV.
I'm having brain farts. But yeah, NSA is the surveillance one. They're the ones that like uh watch you through security cameras and shit and like monitor every single thing you do. That's like the
So what
FBI
do they
agent on my computer. But it's
do
NSA.
once they catch you doing something you shouldn't be doing according to them?
Then the FBI
Like
knocks
what
on your door.
like like the FBI, so the NSA watches you and then they tell the FBI about it.
I think the NSA might be part. I actually don't even know. I don't know how it works. But the NSA are the ones who they don't even act on it a lot of times, but they're the ones doing the mass surveillance.
But if they have the knowledge, right?
Yeah.
You say they don't act on it, but
Well,
it's
because
like
a lot of it
maybe
isn't
you don't
crimes.
know that they act on
Oh,
it.
true, true. Um,
Like I know this is once again, it's like television conspiracy sort of juggling, not falling down the rabbit holes there. But unironically, these are real agencies that do exist. And the question then does become like, you don't know what they're doing on a day to day basis. You have a sort of broad idea, but like, there's a few things that are happening in your country, like those agencies, where you really do have to question what is the actual goal of this,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I do
Because
think
between
that
the DHS, the NSA, and the FBI, between the three of them alone, you have a stronger and more like well-equipped and technological police force than the rest of the world combined.
yeah, America is incredibly like authoritarian. Um, like with its policing and its security and stuff.
Yeah,
I
because
do
that's
think
not including like sheriff's officers,
oh yeah, and
rangers,
like state police, state
uh,
troopers,
state
highway
police, state
patrolmen, whatever.
troopers,
Right.
highway.
Well,
Fucking
no, well
hell,
these are all
man.
the same thing. State troopers, state police, and highway patrolmen are different names for the same thing. Like California call them the highway police, but they're the state police. Like New Jersey calls them, I think they also call them the highway. I think they're called.
But
I
then,
should remember
like,
state
certain
troopers or something.
states have special things like rangers.
Yeah, Rangers. I actually don't really know what Rangers do. I'm pretty sure Rangers are just like guys with guns. I don't fucking know. I don't know what the hell the Rangers do. I thought
Like,
the Rangers. I think the Rangers are part of an army and like the different like the Texas Rangers. I don't fucking know. I don't
no
know.
Texas Rain. You see, that's not an army thing. It's like they're all they exist almost the same. They have cross.
Is
They
Texas
can like
Rangers real,
cross.
or am I thinking of fucking Fallout New Vegas?
No, like as far as I understood, that was like a real thing.
I'm losing my mind.
I know they made a TV show about some asshole was a Texas Ranger, but like, are you gonna look up? Yay, we gonna find out. We actually gonna have an answer.
It's a baseball team, not base. Texas Ranger Division, also known as the Texas Rangers, nicknamed Diablos Tejanos, is a investigative law enforcement agency with statewide jurisdiction in USA, Texas, based in the capital. The Texas Rangers have investigated crimes.
Yeah.
Uh,
They
so
they basically like the FBI, but for just Texas.
that's crazy. Political corruption, ranging from murder to political corruption, acted in riot
God, if you were
control,
any
and as
state in America
detectives.
that could actually possibly leave America, it would be Texas, wouldn't it?
No, their power grid would cause them to collapse the second they left.
Yeah, but they are also the only state with their own power grid that
Yeah,
isn't
Lamau.
tied into the rest of it.
Yeah, Texas and California are probably the only two states that can fully survive on their own within America. That's New York would probably do well, but New York's like upstate areas are so useless that like New York City would basically just be like Singapore, and then like the rest of the city, the rest of the state would just be like a shithole.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. America is very cool in theory, but the more I learn about America's day-to-day real life, the more it just seems like surely there are better places to live.
There are and there aren't. There are so many things in
Every place
America.
has its
Yeah,
issues.
there's so many things in America that are so unique and so good about being in America. Like the fact that we don't have to do a draft. Like so many European countries that are nicer than America have like a compulsory service you have to do when you exit high school. And then like for a year, your entire life
Yeah.
is uprooted to go serve in the Navy or some shit. Like
Yes.
Scandinavia does that. I know that like obviously countries like Israel do that. Um, but we don't even think of Israel as like a better place in any sort of way than America. But like so
No.
many countries have those like compulsory services and stuff.
South Africa used to have it.
Yeah, like it's a
Conscription.
thing that like just doesn't exist in America because like that's like completely off the table. Like what you're gonna be making me like do that thing for like a year of my life is
But
completely
that's
uprooted.
also recent.
No, not even like that goes back to like the 80s. Like that's like a
Yes, but 80, remember we talk history here, right?
yeah,
The 80s is
the
recent.
80s is recent, but
Because
America's
you know
also
when South
recent.
Africa stopped doing it? The 80s.
Yeah, but like yeah, nowadays that's completely off the table, and like there's some other things too. Like I mean, there's so many issues with America too. Like the way we do our voting sucks. The fact you have to get registered, and that registration can be null and
The
voided.
weight of your vote.
Yeah, like the fact that if you're in California, your vote essentially means nothing because your state's gonna go blue. So whatever you vote for doesn't matter, even if you are.
The, the electoral
Yeah, the electoral
college.
college is useless. It means that states like Wyoming have more of a pull than California because California is guaranteed to go to Democrats. So Wyoming's the one you actually have to watch out for. Not Wyoming, but like North Carolina or something is the one you actually have to watch out for because North Carolina is one that can go either way. But California, there's no shot in hell you're going to win California for a Republican unless you're like someone so unifyingly charismatic like Ronald Reagan that you're able to like. Well, Ronald Reagan also came from California, so it was his home state. But like, you know what I mean? Like, it
Yeah, but
is.
Ronald Reagan came from acting. Fuck where he came from
Well, he
originally.
was also the
Like he could
governor.
have come from anywhere.
He was the governor of
But
California.
you get my point. Like he could have come from anywhere, but he came from Hollywood more than anything.
Yeah.
Like people forget that there was a time where thinking of Ronald Reagan as president was a stupid
Same thing for
idea
Donald
because he
Trump.
was just an actor.
Same thing for Donald Trump. Could you imagine telling someone in like 2007 that Donald Trump would be the
No, but
president?
like Donald Trump is not
The
even an
guy in the
actor.
McDonald's commercial?
Guy from Home Alone 2?
The guy from The Apprentice?
President, you say?
The guy who
Really? The you're fired guy?
the guy who motorboated Rudy Giuliani while he was in drag? That guy?
The guy who multiple times said he'd fuck his own daughter? That guy?
I think that was after he got elected.
No, that was before he got elected. There
Was
are
it?
like interviews going back to like the 90s where he's like,
Oh, wow. The Epstein
yo, my
associate? He's
daughter,
president?
am I right? That's the president. That's the president now, for
Oh
real.
my god. Oh my
Oh, and his
god.
vice president fucks couches.
Yeah. Oh god. Well, back in 2007, JD Vance was probably like 17. He was a nobody. JD Vance is the youngest vice president. He's like 40, which is really young for presidential figures.
If
Typically, they
he's
get
like
elected in their
40,
50s and
he would have
60s.
he would have finished school in like I don't know, the early 2000s.
Yeah. Yeah, he's older than my mom, but
And
so
the,
he probably finished school in
and
like 1999 or something. I don't know. I
you
can't
want to
really do the
know what
math.
really turns your country from cooked to overcooked?
Yeah.
Is that so many of those strings are being pulled by Stephen Miller. Fuck Trump, fuck JD. Like Stephen Miller is behind both of them.
Stephen Miller, the Mushroom Man, looks weird.
Fucking so evil. If I can't get over like look, you know this whole thing of I don't know where you land on like, oh, you can't say like your enemies are evil and shit. Like the
Yeah.
whole, I don't know, Democrats in America playing the whole like we can't call them Nazis game, or libertarians. Is it that do that stupid shit?
No, it's like everyone. Basically, like
It's
in
like everyone.
America, like saying someone's a Nazi has so much like culture war implications that it's like a non-starter. It makes you look hysterical, so people don't like doing it.
So accurate. It's so accurate.
uh, I think that for me, I don't. I think it's politically useless to accuse Republican voters of being Nazis, even if they are retarded fucking like right wing psychopaths. I think it's politically
The
stupid
thing
to do
is,
that because you still have to like convince them to
I
vote for you.
I think that therein lies the distinction, right? Is like
Yeah.
the voters aren't the Nazis.
Yeah.
Like some of them
Some of them
are,
are. Some of
like
them are.
undeniably some of them are, but the voters, like as a mass, as a whole, aren't just Nazis. The Nazis are in the government. They're the ones who've lied to those
Yeah.
people.
But
Remember, like
saying you voted for
just because
Nazis to them is like you're
it's
calling me a
kind of
Nazi.
like yeah, but it's kind of like listen, Joe Bob, we have to sit you down and
Joe
explain to you that no, for real, give me a moment here. Joe
Alright.
Bob, we have to sit you down and explain to you that yes, there are very many of your conservative quote unquote policies that align with Nazism, but there are also many of your policies that don't. And Nazism is a very like specific sort of set of ideologies, but undeniably the people who you're voting for are Nazis. We understand you're not, but they're just telling you enough of what you want to hear because enough of your policies overlap. And you kind of have to come to terms with the fact that you agree with Nazis a lot. And then you can have a choice. You can either fucking introspect about that idea or just stubbornly stick to weird ideals that you share with Nazis. even if
I
you want to say you're not a Nazi.
I think that's perfectly fair, but I don't think politicians should be saying that. I think that's like should be left as like a
I don't
societal
think
social contract kind of
politicians
deal.
should be saying that,
Yeah, I
but like
think
people out
yeah,
there should be
interpersonally or
interpersonally tell
activists or something. I don't know.
like tell your creepy uncle who's a conservative, like, listen, I'm not calling you a Nazi, but I am saying that a lot of what you're saying overlaps with what Nazis say.
Yeah,
Think about that. That's all it is,
yeah.
really.
I think the best way politicians have navigated around this is Mamdani going like Trump talked about the economic issues. He talked about things that affect that like resonated with people, and yet he's not doing any of it. He's just being a hateful person. He's just doing harm to people. I am giving you these solutions, and I'm going to deliver upon them. Trump lied to you. I'm not like that type of thing. Like, or it's like you point out the fact that voters voted like you go to the claim that we just voted for Trump for the economic reasons, and you're like, okay, well if you did, then like here's my economic reasons, and I'm actually going to do them, right? So you're kind of like meeting them where they're claiming to be, kind of like calling a bluff in a way, you know? Like if you actually do care about these economic issues, I'm going to do them, and Trump didn't do them, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to navigate that type of situation. But we're talking about
It is
politics.
very much we are like heavily on politics again. But I mean, this is, you know, it's not
It's
talking
hard
about
to
the stories. It's talking about,
how it
how we
is.
interact with the people around us, really.
I'm pretty
Because
sure.
that's kind of like what's missing from politics, I think, in a sort of way,
Yeah.
is this we've lost the fact that these things aren't just policies on paper. Like these are things, this is your everyday life. Like saying, oh, you want, for example, I'll say this,
Yeah.
the abortion ban thing, right?
Hmm.
Now you are legally not allowed to cross state lines to get an abortion,
Yeah.
which means that, what does this mean, that the government is allowed to give you a pregnancy test at the fucking border? Like, at what point do you just stop and think to yourself, like, this is how we're treating each other, this is how we're interacting with our fellow fucking human beings?
Yeah.
Like, the kids in cages and splitting up families, it's like, this is not shit that you would stand for yourself, even in the worst of conditions. You
Yeah.
wouldn't be understanding and be like, oh, they're just doing their jobs. Like, no, this is heart-wrenching.
It's ridiculous. It's
So it's like, it's how
yeah.
we treat each other, right? Like, it's not about Trump destroying part of the White House or any of this. It's like, this is all indications of like how we treat each other. That's why I think I said, like, this is a physical manifestation of how much Trump hates America. That's all it is. How
Yeah.
much he hates all of the stuff that, look, America, for good or for bad, is what it is after like 200 years of existing.
It's incredible how we speed ran getting to this point relatively compared to other like European like countries that are much older.
The
Uh,
thing is like, you've looked over history over broad strokes, right? Like,
yeah.
this happens to,
Yeah, there's
like,
always periods of like a despot claiming power or some like strong man figure coming in to like wiggle his way in and make his claim. This happens all the time, but it's just funny, you know.
yeah, I mean, everybody, for every, like, I don't know, Queen Victoria, there's also a Henry VIII.
Oliver Cromwell.
It's 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 wild how, like, I don't know how relevant it is to like bring up as a sort of way of tying it up in my mind, at least, but watched an episode of some more news recently
Yeah.
where it's just like, we live in a society now
Live in a
where it's
society.
like pseudo feudalism, right?
Yeah.
And it almost makes you wish you want to go back to like just actual feudalism because your options were better then than now.
I would have been such a good shoemaker. I would have been
Like,
hammering those little
isn't it
shoes.
wild that we've arrived at a point that's worse than feudalism?
I don't want to think about it. I shut my
That's
eyes.
kind of wild.
I shut my eyes just now and I saw like a putu bird staring at me. Like it was just sitting there, it just staring into my soul.
The spirit of
Yeah,
Ansari.
it's just looking into me. Oh god. I don't know what that means when we're talking about the government that much. I shut my eyes and I see a putu bird.
It's funny you say it that way. It's Patu.
Patu? It's a patu bird? Patu
Patu.
just sounds like the sound you make when you spit into like a spittoon or something. Like patoon.
Yes, well, they're silly looking birds. Bring up a picture of a Patu
I'll
so
bring
we
up
can end
I'll
the
bring up a
episode on
picture of
something that
Patu.
looks cute.
Hey, it's Insari. It's the exact image.
Yeah, it's the ex-
That's the image
it's
Insari used to
Ansari
use all the time before she drew her own
be-
bird.
before she became the ghost.
Before she passed away and became the ghost.
It's the second one, second line, second picture.
This is basically what I saw,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. This is exactly like years trivia for the end of the episode. None of us know what Ansari looks like.
No.
This is Ansari to all of us.
Yeah, this is basically how I imagine she looks. She's never shown her face before.
She is the true mystery.
I do imagine it's like this behind the camera, just like ah.
Oh, she's lovely. For
uh,
anybody who's made it this far,
thank
like
you.
we would appreciate like a sub, a
A
like.
subscribe,
We have
a
a
comment,
Patreon.
like, a Patreon that we have where you can spend
We hope that
$5 to waste money on us
to feed me.
to feed Jade, the Rat Relief Fund.
We hope that you appreciate we only do this at the end of the episode and not like 6 seconds in.
We should start doing it 6 seconds in. E-begging.
What do you
It's
mean?
in.
No,
E-begging is
no.
in.
E-begging is in.
Yeah, it's in vogue.
What if I started an OnlyFans?
What would you do? Post whole.
What would I do? Post. Oh, wow. No, and on that note, thank you for watching.
Have a good week, everyone. We hate you.
We love you.